Hello, 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 hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to Dr. Sunday Astrologer platform. We are about to start our usual program. We are so sorry for coming on late, but finally we are here. So I am glad to join you this evening. Welcome, welcome. My name is Babo Shia, and as you can see, I am not DSA. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it. He said I should tell you guys that he is so sorry he couldn't make it tonight. But he might make it though, so we'll see. He couldn't make it because he has to be in court like almost throughout the day. And because of that, he's not here with us. But we are going to get started. And I'm excited to have our guest here, Mr. Sonny. We've already had him once. We did Kingdom Fruit with him. He is a brother from Portugal. DSA spoke with him the last time. It was very emotional and very touching. That is the reason why DSA wanted to do the interview again with him. He wanted to have him back, but unfortunately it didn't work out. But anyways, we are still going to go on. So welcome, Mr. Sonny.
Thank you very much.
Okay, how are you doing today?
I'm good, certainly better than the other time.
Okay, awesome. So as I've said to our viewers that we already had you once and we couldn't finish the program with you. DSA really wanted to have you back on the program, and unfortunately he's not here, but anyways, we are still going to go on with you. We have you here, and you are going to help our viewers to tell the story of Mr. Sonny. Who is Mr. Sonny? So if you can give us a little recap of who Mr. Sonny is and what you discussed with DSA the last time you were here.
All right. Well, the last time, that was precisely on the 11th of September. I was on this platform with DSA, and it was quite an amazing discussion or interview. Unfortunately, network wasn't really very friendly that day, so the interview couldn't run to the end. But my name is Sonny Zurick, and I am from Nigeria, precisely Imo State, from the Igbo-speaking part of Nigeria.
Right.
I am a lawyer by training, and I am equally a writer and a singer. And I come from a family, well, a polygamist family. My late father was a polygamist family. Was a polygamist. He had about 4 wives and about 28 children.
Wow.
Well, of all the children, I can authoritatively say that not one, especially the boys, not one passed through secondary school, not to talk of seeing the 4 walls of a university. So I ended up being the only male child of his that went through secondary school, not just any secondary school. I attended King's College, Lagos, and from there I went to University of Nigeria, Nsukka, where I read law, and then I proceeded to the University of Aberdeen, Scotland, which is in the United Kingdom, where I read my master's in human rights, LLM in human rights, and then worked briefly for some years with the Ministry of Justice, rising from State Council to Chief State Council before I now left for my PhD, which I'm now currently doing here in Lisbon, Portugal. So that is briefly who Sonny Zurick is.
Awesome. All right. So coming from the family of 28 and going to secondary school, primary school, secondary school, university, that must be inspiring for you to do that as a visual impaired person. I know that wasn't easy. I myself didn't even know that. I know people that are visual impaired do go to higher education, but I'm just curious how you not just finishing to the level of university, but pushing yourself to go to PhD, to do your PhD. So what inspired you? And when you decided to, why did you decide to go to Portugal also? Why not do it in Nigeria?
Well, in life, everybody has a target, and I hold. It might be funny, but I hold a master's degree, like I did mention earlier, from the University of Aberdeen. I just thought it could be strange actually combining my LLM from Aberdeen with a PhD from a Nigerian university. So I just told myself the best thing for me to do really is to go to such a place where I could find uh, probably enough materials that could enable me achieve what I have in mind. Because I know my university education was in University of Nigeria really, and it wasn't funny at all. I can tell you that my first 3 months in the university I spent in the classroom because I had no hostel. It looked as if the authorities didn't even know that the school admitted a visually impaired candidate who needed special attention. But
I'm sorry. How come the university was not aware?
it's difficult to state that they were not aware. They knew I was there, but they had no provision for me. They had no provision for me, which is usually the position of things for the disabled back home. There is no special attention given to you. Yeah, so whatever you do, you're on your own. If you must pass, you're on your own. If you must succeed, it has to be out of your personal effort. If you don't work hard, you will simply be where others are, or you end up where others ended. So that was it. So when I went to Aberdeen, I discovered that there was a great difference between universities outside Nigeria and universities within Nigeria. I was surprised when I first landed in Aberdeen. They knew I was coming. They knew my physical condition, and they prepared very, very well for me. My room was ready. My facilities were ready, and it looked very much as if every staff in that school was trained on how to handle persons with disabilities. So it was such a wonderful experience compared to where I was coming from. So I just felt the very best thing to do to myself is to find my way out of Nigeria for this PhD. Of course, I wouldn't want to spend 8 years in doing a PhD of 4 years. So that was actually one of the things I saw that motivated me into leaving Nigeria. And then why Portugal? Portugal is quite strange because that wasn't actually where I had personally wanted to be. I actually felt I was going to go back to Aberdeen. But there was this night, God specifically spoke to me regarding where I was to go to. He didn't tell me the name of the country, but he showed me a very beautiful place very beautiful university, where people there were speaking very strange language most unknown to me. And when I woke up, it dawned on me that actually I was to also proceed for a PhD elsewhere and not where I had originally wanted. So I had to make efforts, sent in my applications, and the very first university I approached accepted my application and granted me admission. And in fact, on arrival, I discovered that it was exactly that same language that I heard people speak in the dream or in the in the trance, yeah, that they were speaking here. So I guess it is the will of God that I be in Portugal for my PhD program.
You said something about you heard people speaking a strange language. What do you mean by that? Can you explain what do you mean by that?
Yeah, I was saying in that dream, people were speaking a very strange language. Yeah, you know, prior to my coming here, I only could speak my language and my native language and English. I didn't know anything about the Portuguese language. So it was actually this language that I now hear here that they were speaking in that dream.
Oh.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. So it wasn't by accident that you were supposed to go to Portugal to study your PhD?
It is certainly not by accident that I'm here. Oh. It is a design from above.
Wow. So how is the PhD going now? Have you defended or it's still going on?
Defense is still quite far. I'm not there yet. I'm still trusting God to round up my first year. I had a couple of challenges that really ran contrary to my initial plan. Before I left Nigeria, I had approached my state government and requested for a foreign scholarship because I knew what was going to be involved in this. So, well, they gave me some hope and said I could proceed. Unfortunately, I came in and have still not been able to hear from them. Twice I have gone to Nigeria to meet them, and twice I returned back completely empty-handed. So it's been a very big struggle, and I'm trusting God for a way out, really. Because what really happened, I must be very frank, I was supposed to have finished my first year, but I couldn't because when I returned in November to register, they said I couldn't register because I was in debt. So I ended up losing one whole year. I should have been in my second year PhD now, but okay. that is the position, the situation I find myself.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk more about that, but moving on, how you see your PhD helping you in the future?
Well, there is nothing that can be better than being an authority in a chosen field. I believe my PhD degree is gonna help me, place me in such a vantage position that I'll be able to render advice to the right bodies that work within my area of specialization. And well, it's really going to be an amazing feat, truly, to be an authority, like I said, in this my chosen field of specialization.
Okay. But I don't think we catch the part of what area are you specializing in?
Okay, yeah, because you didn't ask,
Yes.
but I am writing on humanitarian intervention. I'll say my thesis topic is advancing the legitimacy and efficacy of humanitarian intervention, the place of the military use of force by states. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess that is definitely going to come in handy, especially in Nigeria, which, well, the system is not, should I say, almost not working, or it's not working. So with your background and your specialization, I hope it's going to come in handy. Which, by the way, I hope you have plans for Nigeria.
I have plans for Nigeria. Especially for persons who have visual loss like me, because I can imagine what I underwent in my days in the university in Nigeria. I can imagine what I underwent in my days in secondary school in Nigeria. And I know exactly the same situation still prevails till date.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, our country does not have any kind of support system for persons with disabilities. Like I did say earlier on, if you do not make effort yourself to succeed, you will not succeed, because government will not be there to help you.
Right.
Yeah, so I've been doing things for the blind back home, and I will trust God that I will continue to do same as my situation improves. Sure.
So can you help us to understand exactly what is the situation with people with disability in Nigeria? What exactly is going on?
It's terrible, really. Yeah, I think it's beyond description. I don't know if there are words to qualify the exact situation with persons with disabilities back home. Like I said, our government is not responsive. They do not have the right support system in place for them. You can hardly get scholarship. You can hardly get any form of help from them. You need to. I think in Nigeria, really, I don't think we have a government that cares about the welfare of persons with disabilities. Even the recent law, there is this Disability Act that has since been put before the president for his assent. I think it's been there for more than 1 year. Till now,
Are you talking about the present president?
Yes, the present president. There is this Disability Act that the National Assembly has passed,
Okay.
and I think they passed it sometime last year, and they sent it to him for assent. But till date, he has not assented to that act, and it is still not law. I mean, assuming he's been able to give his assent to it, and it becomes a law, I think probably we should be thinking of the situation improving in the next 1 year or so. But it's really terrible. If you don't help yourself, nobody helps you back home, especially from the government. I think maybe the individuals are trying. They're doing the very best they can. Here in Portugal, what I've discovered, and even while I was in Aberdeen, the government has a lot of things in place for their disabled persons. If you need a computer, well, do I say if you need a computer? Once you're in the university, they provide you with everything you need. they give you your computer, they put the screen reader, they give you all kinds of facilities that you would want, or that they know are very necessary for you to succeed. And of course, in the UK, that's what they call disability allowance. So they pay you your disability allowance every month to make sure you don't have any financial hardship. You know,
Right.
it's terrible. The difference is too much between what we have back home in Nigeria and what our kind of people get over here.
Right. Wow, that is very, very, very sad to hear and very disappointing actually. That there is not any help, any at all, rendered to disability people. But I believe you don't know who is listening right now, and you don't know who could be interested to be of help to anybody. So I would like you to please share some story of you. Let it not just be of you just giving us a summary that is difficult, there is no any help for the people of, with disability. It would be good to share a story so our viewers could really hear exactly what is going on, so they can be open to be of help to you, and other people as well back home.
Well, in my own little way, what I have done over the past few years is I run a charity organization which is called Redemption International for the Blind. My major focus is to assist blind and partially sighted students, and of course another kind of person with visual loss to make it in life. What I have done over the years is almost every year I would save half of my salary, and I will use that money to buy a few laptop computers, a few desktop computers, a few guide canes, a few talking Bibles, a few braille papers, some tape recorders, some typewriters, and I would do an annual charity with them. People would come from different parts of Nigeria.
We are showing you right now with a group of young men. That should be the people, I guess, that you are helping.
Sure. You have all the pictures, some of the pictures.
From the picture you sent us, yes. That should
sure.
Right. Wow. This is really, getting to me at this moment, that you not looking at with everything that you're going through, you still take half of your salary to buy stuff to send back home. So what I'm understanding right now is that even though your PhD is important to you, it is even more important to you to help others back home that are having the same problem or even worse situation than you.
Well, actually, unfortunately, to paint a clearer picture, I have not worked for one single day since I left Nigeria in 2016. So I've actually not been running the charity. Probably the last time we did a program back home was in 2015. Then I was working in the Ministry of Justice, and I would always save half of my salary. It was mandatory for me to save half of my salary to make sure that I put some smiles on the faces of some of us. Unfortunately, majority or the bulk of us come from families that are very, very lowly placed. So in most cases, they find it difficult to get some of the very important facilities that they would need even to write the exams. if you're blind, yeah, you can read Braille, you can write Braille. But if you're writing an examination with your sighted colleagues, a general examination, you must have either a computer or, at worst, a typewriter. And majority of them cannot afford it. So what I used to do was to save this money to make sure. I don't think there was any convention we did that didn't benefit more than 100 people each year.
100 people.
I don't think there was anyone. It would always be more than 100% going home with different kinds of facilities. But of course, since I stopped working and since I left Nigeria, we've not been able to do this because there's no more income coming in. I am personally struggling to pay my own tuition fee at the moment. So, but I believe God that the situation will improve soon, and we'll be able to put together another convention for the blind back home.
Right. Wow. Well, dear viewers, we are here with a special program with Sonny, and he is a visual and impaired person. And so far, he's sharing his story with us. Please go share, so people can benefit from this interview. Well, it's not shocking, but it's shocking at the same time that Nigerian government don't have any support program for the visual impaired people. So I think we should really listen to this program and help in any way we can. Because as you heard from him, that he usually uses his salary, which he doesn't have much, to help people, about 100 or so people, which is, you know, another inspiring story as well. He himself is struggling, but all the same, he wants to help others because he knows what it means to be an, you know, a visual impaired person in Africa. So guys, go share, go call your friends, and let's listen to this testimony of Mr. Sonny. So Mr. Sonny, moving on, you already, you know, share with us a little bit about your foundation. You told us a little bit how many people you're helping. If anybody wants to, you know, join your organization, is it possible, and how is that? How can someone do that?
Yeah, it's very, very possible. Our organization is known as Redemption International for the Blind. We are online. We are on Facebook, and people can always identify interest to join, and especially if you would want to help us with the funds, or you want to help us fundraise, you are free to contact me personally. I'm sure you have my phone number.
Yes, and we are showing it right now.
Yeah, sure.
On our screen.
People can call me and give us some free donations. And if they want to be part and parcel of the program, we'll be glad to further direct them on what to do. At the moment, actually, in my mind, I'm trusting God that January next year, I should be home. And if God enables me with funds, if God helps me out of my current situation, I'm trusting God that January next year I should be able to do a convention for persons with visual loss back home. This is something we used to do every year. We've done it for nine good years. But
you mean your organization has been on for 9 good years?
Definitely. We've been on since 2009.
Wow. Awesome.
Yes.
Wow, well done. Well, Mr. Sonny, you have been busy. Yeah, I also know that you've written a book. Can you please tell us about your book?
Yes, I have a book called Journey of Grace, which I just wrote. That book, I'll tell you what inspired me to write that book was my experiences in the hands of my state government. September last year, I traveled home.
Okay.
They told me to come, and I had to look for money, and I went. And I ended up not even seeing the governor that they told me to come and meet. I spent almost 2 months back home, came back with nothing. And I kept pressing. They said, okay, come back in February this year, which I did as well.
Wait a minute. They are the one that asked you to come.
Somebody in their whatever in their office, yeah. So I went, and the major target was to meet with the chief of staff, then, who now incidentally is being projected for governorship in 2019.
Okay.
What really happened was, every morning I would get up very early, dress up, and I would go to his gates just to make sure I saw that man. Each day I would see him, and each day he would give me promise: come today, come tomorrow. And my time was running because I had my ticket, my return ticket ready. And the very last time I met with him, he said, okay, the governor is not on seat, but come to my office tomorrow. I will give approval for this so that you can happily go back and finish with the program. I was actually excited. I actually thought that God had answered my prayers. So the next day I went to his office, and I took my time, waited until it was 6 p.m. I went, they told me where he was. I went there. He said, oh, sorry, I know you're waiting. Just go back to the office and wait. I'm coming. I'll make sure this situation is tidied up. And until the day ended, he never showed up.
Wow.
So I went back and decided to leave because I couldn't risk miss my flight. My flight. The money with which to buy a fresh ticket was not there, so I just decided to return back to Port Williams. And on arrival at Frankfurt, because I took Lufthansa, right there at the airport, God said, pencil down your experiences in a form of a book, and do not go back anymore to them for help.
Wow.
Pull down everything you've undergone and in form of a book, and leave the rest for me to do.
Wow.
So it was right there at the airport that I actually began to type. I began to work on this book that is currently out right now. Yeah.
Wow. So at the end of the day, the journey was not a waste. What the devil meant for bad, God turned it for good.
Very simple. You're right.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So can you tell us a little bit, from the chapter, the journey of grace, what the book is about? I know you said, after what happened in Nigeria, the disappointment and everything, that's how the inspiration come. But can you give us a little peek inside the book?
The book is essentially all about my life experiences so far. What I have been able to overcome over the years to get where I am at the moment.
Okay.
And then speaking directly to people who think there is no hope in whatever situation they may be finding themselves in. Trying to let them know that nothing is impossible. It all depends on how you fashion your mind.
Right.
If you choose to make it in life, you will definitely make it in life.
Right.
But if you choose not to make it, it does not matter the kind of opportunities that may be available to you. you will still not make it.
Right.
So I think that is basically what this journey of grace is all about.
Right. And if someone wants to get the book, how can they buy the book?
Yeah, the book is currently on Amazon, and I believe I have also sent the link across to DSA.
Right, we're showing it now on our screen. Okay.
Okay.
So, dear viewers, you've heard from Mr. Sonny. He's also an author of a book called Journey of Grace. You can find it on Amazon. Let's support Mr. Sonny. And by the way, if any of you want to call in to contribute to the program, please go to Facebook Messenger, Move Agent Madik. Move Agent Madik, and you can call in to support and to contribute to the program. So, Mr. Sonny, moving on. So, you are not just an author. I also know that you have a song. You've written a song as well.
Yes, I've actually written songs, and that's actually how I've been training myself in the university. When I was in University of Nigeria, I think that was when I started doing the gospel songs. I did some CDs there in order to fund my education, in order to sponsor myself through my project. So when I was in Aberdeen, I did the same thing as well, and now God has equally enabled me to release another CD, which essentially I would be trusting God that it will go a long way in providing me with some of the funds that I desperately need right now. My school has resumed, and I went back. I met with the dean to discuss my future. They said, "Well, it is in my hands. I have to pay all my debts before I can be officially registered." So I'm just believing God that He would make a way for me at this material point in time. So the CD is captioned, "I am so sorry." And it's only on Amazon, it's on iTunes, on Google Play, it's on Spotify for anybody to pick.
Okay. Awesome. Wow. Well done, Mr. Sonny. You are truly a busy man. So guys, you've heard from him. He is not just an author. He is not just a PhD candidate. He is also a songwriter, and he also have his NGO that he's running. He is busy. The man is busy. He is not just sitting, doing nothing. So please, if you want to support Mr. Sonny, I think we should all put our hands together and support him. We have his bank account. We are showing it now on the screen. We have his Gmail. We have his Facebook. We have his 2 numbers. We have all his contacts, how you can get in touch with Mr. Sonny to support him so he can go back to school. As you've heard what he just said, that his future with his program is not certain because he cannot afford to pay his fee. But I believe that if we can put our hands together and help him, something good can come out of this. So once again, his bank account is on the screen, and DSL really want us to all put our hands together to help him, really, to truly help him. He is busy, and he is also helping others, even though he himself needs help. So guys, let's make this happen. Let's make this happen. So moving on, Mr. Sonny, what plans do you have for the future, for your organization, for your PhD? What is the future for Mr. Sonny?
Right now, my major interest is in this my PhD program. I have to really put up a spirited fight in order to pull through this, especially the first round. As if I can pass through this stage, then I think my PhD degree is guaranteed. So I believe that the future holds quite a lot for me, and the future holds quite a lot for my charity organization. I'm trusting God that God will send in destiny helpers. God will send in the right persons that would be of immense support to me. And of course, by the time we're done with this, I'm sure we'll be able to carry on through our other projects.
Okay. Mr. Sonny, there is a sound coming from your background. Can someone that is close to you take care of that?
Okay, I think there are some people outside this flat. It's not from here. Their dogs are barking. I don't understand.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. All right. So let's go back to Nigeria with your story from Nigeria. How it all, how things were to when you came to Portugal. You said you came from the family of 28. I know that couldn't be easy, and especially as a visual impaired person. I'm just curious for you to please share your story of how you were able to go through school with your disability, because I know that is not easy at all for you to transport yourself, and how you put yourself through school. Is it your parents that helped you, and how did it happen?
Well, my parents, to start with, were stark illiterate. They didn't know anything about education, and they didn't have any interest in it because they themselves were not educated. So there was this person within the neighborhood that spoke to my father concerning a special school for the blind, then in Olu, Imo State, and told him of the need for them to take me there. I'm sure, of course, they didn't know what the outcome was going to be like, but because I was always at home doing nothing, not really doing the things that others could do, so he decided to take me to that school with my mother, and that was it. I went there and began to learn how to read and write Braille. And well, to the glory of God, God gave me a bit of intelligence. I was able to quickly pick up, and it wasn't long. We were moved from Olo in Imo State to Umuahia, which is now at the present-day capital of Abia State. So that was where I was, and that was where I finished my primary school. And I turned out being one of the very best materials the school ever produced. And then after, well, at the tail end of our program there, we wrote the state common entrance, and I emerged the best pupil in the whole of the state. And we also wrote a federal common entrance, which was actually what catapulted me to King's College, Lagos. I think I did very well in that federal common entrance exam, so I was able to get a place in King's College. And it wasn't funny, truly speaking, because even in the primary school that was meant for the blind, the right materials we needed were not there. And then when I went to King's College, it became even more terrifying. There I had to study with my sighted colleagues, and I had to compete with them. It was.
But I'm sorry to cut you in, Mr. Sonny. You said something about the materials for you to study as a visual impaired person was not available?
Yeah, even in the school that was meant for the blind, that was built for the blind, the material, they didn't have anything.
So how did
No.
you study then?
Well, I don't know if you have been to, I don't know if you're from Nigeria or if you've been to Nigeria. Our primary schools till now, majority don't even have seats, for their pupils to sit on. Majority don't have desks. So when we were there, we were supposed to have learned how to read and write Braille. We were supposed to have learned how to type. But I can tell you that in my days in that school, we had just one typewriter, I think one typewriter or so, for maybe about 50 to 100 pupils or so. And we had a few braille writing frames, very, very few. So I'm very sure the teachers themselves didn't find it funny, but there was nothing they could do. That was the much the government could provide. Some years back, about 3 or 4 years ago, I visited that same school, and not much has really changed.
Wow.
It's
That's after 20, almost 20 years or so, or more.
more than 20 years, yeah.
Wow.
Nothing much has changed. Still the same situation. They still do not have the right materials to teach the pupils there, and government truly does not bother. They're not.
You know,
They can't provide it.
Someone in your situation, if there is no material to study, if your parents are illiterate themselves, truly speaking, he will have just give up. Like, what is the point? But you keep going and going and going. I'm just curious to know what kept you going, because you have all the right to back up and say, well, was it why even go on? Because nothing is being provided for you. So what is it that kept you going?
I think I've always believed in this obvious fact that my future belongs to me and not to another person. So whatever I make out of it, however I want it to be, is how it will be. If you give up because people have failed to assist you, then you truly do not have a future to defend. You have no future to protect. But if you believe that your tomorrow will be better than your today, if you believe in your tomorrow, you believe in your future, and you think this future is worth protecting, notwithstanding the challenges that come your way, you cannot but forge ahead. So I knew it was up to me to put myself wherever I would want to be. Yeah, so it really didn't bother me much at all. That was why I made sure at each material point in time, I would try to create one thing or the other that can bring in money to me, because it's actually money that determines most of the things that we want to do. If you don't have funds, you're going to find it difficult achieving your dream or realizing your dream.
Wow. So you took responsibility of your life, even though you have all right to, say, well, I'm a visual impaired person, let me just relax. You still, that didn't stop you in any way. You still decided to take responsibility.
If I adopted that attitude, then I would have been on the streets today.
Right.
I would have been on the streets today begging, which was not what I wanted for myself.
Right.
Yes.
Wow.
That is it. Yeah.
All right. Well, let's go back to your home, your parents. You said they're illiterate, and you came from a family of 28 children. How many? What number are you?
I think from my mother's unit I should be the fifth, yeah, but from my father I probably should be the 12th or so. I'm not too sure right now, but
Oh, your dad had more than one wife?
4 wives.
4 wives. Okay.
4 solid wives.
Okay, wow. That must be very interesting. Did any of your siblings help you with your disability, or you were just all on your own?
Well, my elder brother, who unfortunately is now late, did his very best for me. But my other sister, she's still alive. She did her very best as well for me, the much she could do. And I think that was it. Those were the people that actually bothered about my welfare. My parents didn't have money, and this. I don't know how best to honestly describe their 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 poverty situation or whatever. I remembered in my early days in the primary school, it was a very big struggle returning back to school. Sometimes I would spend like 2 months, almost a week or two to exams. Then probably they would struggle to find me some money to return back to school. You know.
You have to stay 2 months at home before they will find money for you to go back to school?
Yeah, it was that bad because they didn't have it. It's not as if they wouldn't want me to return alongside with others on resumption, but they simply wouldn't have the money to give me, even for my transport.
Wow. Well, viewers, we have all the contact of Mr. Sonny on our screen right now. We have his bank account, we have his Gmail, we have his numbers, we have his Facebook. Please go help. Let's all put our hands together and support Mr. Sonny. He is now doing his PhD in Portugal, and he needs help for him to continue his program. So please, any which way you can help him, let's put our hands together and support Mr. Sonny. Right. So, Mr. Sonny, I know I already asked you the question that if you have any plans for Nigeria. I know you already told me about your organization. And can you tell me what is the progress that is going on in your organization at the moment?
Progress. I don't think much has been happening because the funds I was using to run the organization were coming directly from me. Like I did say earlier on, it was my salary. I would always make sure I saved half of it in order to run this program. We don't have sponsors, we don't have funders. So
yeah, I'm actually, maybe I didn't put it right. I'm actually asking of the activities, the progress of the activities that is going on in the organization. If you can share that with us.
Our activities are just only for now on an annual basis. But like I said, we've not done it for almost 2 years now. We have other projects in mind. For instance, we want to have a braille press back home in Nigeria where we can be transcribing into braille books used by the blind in secondary schools and in the universities because they don't have these books readily available in their reading format. But because we've not been able to buy this braille press, it's called Braille Embosser, we have still not been able to initiate this project. We have a couple of things that we have in mind which we intend to do, but there are no funds yet. And we are trusting God that funds will come. At the appropriate time, Jehovah is more than able to bring in the right people. And I'm sure more of our projects will kick off. But for now, what I could sustain then, like I told you, was this annual charity convention where I made sure some people got some of the things that they truly needed to study and succeed in life.
Right. So people can also support you by buying books right? Books for the visual impaired and to send to Nigeria, like, because there are different ways to contribute to your NGO, you know, through funds, through money, financially, and also through books or materials or any other thing. Am I correct?
I think materials, yes. People can give us guide cane or white cane, which the blind uses to walk.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have my own here, so I will have shown it to you.
Mm.
They can buy us talking Bibles.
Okay.
I'm sure they will appreciate it. They can buy us typewriters. They can buy us computers, desktop, laptop. There are people for the past 2 years who have not been able to get access to these facilities, and they need them badly. But we're not been able to do much for them since I left, like I told you. Of course, when I left, I stopped work, so no money has been coming in. But books, we don't need books, because if I say people should buy books, well, they don't need to buy books because they can't find books used in Nigerian schools in Braille outside. So we have to get those books. We have to source them locally and translate them into Braille ourselves, or then send them to organizations outside Nigeria that can Braille and return back to us. So
okay.
I remember those days. Sorry, in my primary school, we used to have books, Braille books, and there was one library they had in Imo State that had Braille books as well. Those books, not one was useful to us, because they were actually novels from the United States, from UK, that had completely nothing to do with our syllabus, had nothing to do with the educational system operational back home. So we ended up not reading one of them. So what our intention is to get the right books and Braille those books and give them to the right people who truly need them.
Right.
You know what? Sorry, when I was in secondary school, and in fact, I'm a lawyer today.
Wow.
I don't think my being a lawyer today was by reason of the books I read, because I didn't have one single textbook in Braille. I didn't read one single law book in Braille. I had to rely strictly on the lecturer's handouts in order to succeed. And yet I had to write the same examination with my colleagues. So they had this obvious advantage over me. And the same situation still prevails till date. We don't study on an equal basis, because the blind do not have the right facilities that they need to study. They don't have the right books they need to read.
So what
is the situation.
What are the right books for the visual impaired? The right books they need? Because if you don't say, like, for example, somebody may be listening now and might just go and buy any kind of book, or, because he wants to help. But if you can specify what exactly kind.
That's why I said we don't need people to buy books.
Because they don't know what kind of books to buy, right?
If you know, in primary school, there's this book they call Eze Goes to School. I don't know if you read it. Yeah. If you're from Nigeria. Eze Goes to School, I think it's still there till date. They still use it in primary school, but it's not in Braille.
Right.
It's not just any kind of book that we're talking of those books that are relevant to the academic syllabus of Nigerian schools.
Of course.
Yeah, so getting such books, yes, if you buy those books for us, we will appreciate them, but we'll also have to buy them before the blind can use them. If you buy them as they are, they come in print. I can't read print. I can only read Braille. Okay. Or I can have those books recorded on CDs as audio, and then I can use my system to listen and probably read. Yeah. So otherwise, normal books, exactly as they come in print, do not make sense to us.
Right. I think, yeah, you're right. The audio will make more sense, actually, and even more easy for you.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, dear viewers, we are here having a special program with Mr. Sonny, and he's an impaired person, and he has shared his story with us so far. And we want to all, or we are calling on you to please put all our hands together to support Mr. Sonny. He is in Portugal at the moment. He is doing his PhD, but he has a financial challenge and is kind of on hold at the moment. So anything you can do for Mr. Sonny will greatly help him. Right now we're showing all his contact, his phone number, his bank account, his Facebook, Gmail, everything. Every contact we have on him is on the screen. And also he is an author of a book. You can also support him by buying the book, which by the way you will read, and I believe you'll be blessed, which he, as he said, he put down his story in that book. So you can also support him during, you know, by buying the book. And also he has written a song, which he said is on Amazon, is on iTunes, is also on the screen. You can also support him by buying any of his products to help him raise money to continue his PhD. I myself am inspired to hear his story, that notwithstanding he is an impaired person, he has been busy. And if he is busy as an impaired person, it has inspired me, you know, to go out there and just go crazy, do more. And I hope he's inspiring you, our viewers out there, to do more. But maybe to yourself or to the society, but as well, please let's support him so he can continue his journey as a visual impaired person. Yeah. So, Mr. Sonny, do you have any? Oh, by the way, if any of you want to call into the program to contribute, you can go to Facebook Messenger and write to Move Agent Magic, and we will call you. Don't call, just write, I want to call in, and we will call you back if you want to contribute or support Mr. Sonny. Yeah. So, Mr. Sonny, back to you. Which, by the way, I want to thank you for coming to the program once again. The last time it was really emotional, and you really touched Dr. Sunday, and he wanted to do the interview with you today, but unfortunately, as I said in the beginning, he couldn't be with us here. He asked me to sit in for him, which the reason is for you to just keep going with your story, to tell our viewers your story, who you are, how you inspired yourself to, you know, study to the level of PhD, which is still going on. Is there anything you want to add into your story? Because I remember the story you said the last time you were here, you talked about the transportation, that how you transported yourself from your house to the school, from almost like from one city to another city. I don't know if you have other story that you want to share with our viewers.
Well, I really must have to. Let me take this opportunity to especially thank DSA for giving me his platform. I do sincerely appreciate him. It's not easy at all, because people back home that you can say belong to the same level or of the same caliber with him will never ever give somebody like me such an opportunity to be on their platform. So I must in all sincerity appreciate him. He's an amazing revelation to humanity, and I trust God that God will strengthen him and make ways of escape for him. I believe God for that. So regarding my days back home in school, primary school especially, and even secondary school, I did tell Dr. Sunday that my mother first was taking me to school, then at Olo, and then Omoaya, and at a point she stopped coming. I started doing it myself because, like I told you, I believe so much in myself. I believe I do not like people leading me by the hands or feeling inconvenienced by me. So I rather would prefer to do everything myself, for myself. And that was actually what motivated me into going to school on my own, so that whether they were available or not, it wouldn't be because that they were not available to take me to school that would stop me from going to school. No, as long as I had some money available to me and I was healthy enough, I was always able to to navigate my way through. And the same thing applied to me when I was in King's College. And the same thing also applied to me when I went to Aberdeen. And now that I'm here, when I first arrived there, it was not funny because I just didn't know anywhere. And additional to the language barrier, I couldn't even ask questions. I couldn't ask anybody I saw question, please, how can I get to this place? Or how can I do this? How can I do that? No. I had to do everything myself because
But why couldn't you ask the question?
Because I couldn't speak Portuguese and they couldn't speak English. The majority of the people here do not speak English.
Right.
They don't speak English. So it's always rare coming across somebody who would boldly want to discuss with you in English. And so that was my situation when I first arrived. Almost all alone. I was man alone, doing everything myself. Yeah, I didn't know how to say, please, can you help? Even till now, I don't think I know how to. The Portuguese language is very complicated, so it's not easy at all to speak. Even though I know very soon by His grace, I should be able to. But, however, I was able to overcome the situation. And today I can navigate my way almost all through. I can go to the metro. I can find my way to my school. I can do virtually everything that I should be able to do without anybody's help. That's the person I am. I do not like being led by the hand. I detest it. I love my independence a lot. I want to do my own thing, my own way. I remember when we were in the university, I had about 2 classmates who were equally visually impaired. Until we left the school, they couldn't go to campus gate on their own.
Wow.
Until we left the school, they couldn't go to fetch water on their own. They couldn't attend lectures on their own. So if a lecture was 7 a.m. and there was nobody available to take you, you wouldn't go because you're blind. And that didn't make sense to me. So I made sure I knew my way in order to do my own things, my own way, just to give myself that self-satisfaction. At least I tried. So
yeah, and of course that's why you are where you are right now.
Exactly. Exactly. I just know I needed to develop this self-confidence and improve on it. If I go to any new city that I don't know, the first thing I do, which is usually my first task, it is to study the environment, because I hate to inconvenience you. maybe the time I need you, you are not in the mood to help, or you may not even be free to help. So if I must have to wait for you, I will end up not doing that which I wanted to do. And you may even not show up to help at all. So you discover that if you would want to truly follow your vision and succeed in it, you have to learn to do things independent of people.
Right. As they will always say, if you want something to be done right, you should do it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Wow. Well, dear viewers, please, we are still showing Mr. Sonny's contact on the screen. I hope so, our dear team. We have all his contact on our screen. Yeah, we have his bank account, we have his Facebook, we have his phone numbers, we have his Gmail. We have all the contact you need to get in touch with Mr. Sonny. DSA especially want us to join hands to support Mr. Sonny. He is once again doing his PhD in Portugal, and he needs help. He needs financial help to continue with his program. So in any way you can help him, that would be awesome. But the man has been busy. He has written a book. He has written a song. You can also buy this product to support him. And he also have a foundation where he's helping other people with disability like him. He needs help himself, but he is as well helping others. So you have different avenues you can be of help to Mr. Sonny to be able to help him to push up to, continue and to get to the end of his PhD program. So, Mr. Sonny, we are almost to the end of the program. I don't know if you have any last words for our viewers before we go.
Well, all I can say is that I would appreciate whatever assistance, whatever help anybody can afford to give me, especially at this material point in time, because this is truly the time I need people's help. Once God is able to see me through this first round, I think I'm good to go. So whatever anybody can do, whoever that is touched by God to help, materially, financially, or otherwise, I would really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Right. Well, viewers, go share. And my name is Babo Share, and I today sat in for DSA. He couldn't join us into the program, so I can't see. He couldn't join us today into the program, but we were also able to, have the interview with Mr. Sonny. But I think we have a video of Mr. Sonny with his foundation. Maybe we're going to show the video before we go. Either video or song, any of that is the team prepared. Let's show to our viewers before we go.
Dear Lord,
okay, the song is
I'm here,
now.
Lord,
So the title of the song is,
and I surrender my life unto you, O Lord. Take my life, use it for anything you want, O God. I lay my life unto you as a living sacrifice, O Lord. Have it all unto you. Thank you, Father. Lord, I'm here. Lord, I'm here. I lay my life before you. Lord, I'm here. I'm here for you. Oh, Lord, I'm here. Lord, I'm here. I lay my life before you. Surrendering yourself to the Lord is all the Lord needs from you. Forgetting your wicked ways, abandoning your evil past, repenting from your sins, never again to go back there. Believing that the blood of Jesus is able to set you free. If you agree with me, can you rise to your feet now? Lift your voice and say, Lord, I'm here. Lord, I'm here. Lord, I'm here. Lord, I'm here. I lay my life before you. Lord, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Here for you. Lord, I'm here. Lord, I'm here. I lay my life. Lord, I'm here. I lay my life before you. Take it, Lord. Lord, I'm here. Lord, I'm here. I'm here for you. Lord, I'm here. Lord, I'm here. Lord, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I lay my life before you, Lord. Lord, I'm here. Take it and do whatever you want to do with it. For you. The Lord is the only way, the truth, and the life. If you come unto the Lord, He'll never cast you away. His hands are wide open, ever ready to receive you. Believing that in Him.
Wow, that was nice. Well done, well done. And you said how can people get this song?
Yeah, it's on Amazon, it's on Spotify, it's on Google Play, it's on iTunes, but I think I did share the Amazon link.
Yeah, I think you did, yeah. And we're showing it now.
Okay.
Okay, wow. That was amazing. Thank you very much, Mr. Sonny. As I've said, you are a busy person, and you've inspired me, and I believe you've inspired other viewers as well. So guys, please, to support Mr. Sonny, go share, so people can hear Mr. Sonny's testimony, and they can be of help as well, because as you heard him saying, he needs support. He needs financial support to finish his PhD. He is a visual impaired person. He needs help. Yeah, he is not, you know, asking because of his disability, but, well, this is where he is. But at the same time, he has been busy writing books, writing songs, so let's go support him. Let's support, please, Mr. Sonny. We all have his information. We're showing it right now. All his information, his bank account, everything you need to know about him is on the screen. So this is where we've come to the end of our program. My name is Babo Shira. It has been a wonderful time with Mr. Sonny, and I hope you guys had a wonderful time as well. We will see you tomorrow with DSC. Yes, he will be back. Hopefully, he will be back tomorrow. Yeah. So thank you very much, Mr. Sonny. Have a lovely evening, and see you soon. Hopefully, we'll have you more on the platform.
Thank you very much.
Yes. Bye-bye. And also bye-bye to our viewers. Till tomorrow.